decisions, lastly. The decision to bring peace through political negotiations. As I have maintained for the last 1 year, it's a suggestion to the central government as well as to the Manipur government that if you want peace, you have to first politically negotiate with the Kuki-Jo people, right? And as we all know, there is a demand for certain kinds of administrative separation or autonomy within the state of Manipur. So these demands have to be looked upon. I don't say that you have to exactly give this demand or whatever demand. There has to be a negotiations. Unless these political demands are put forward, I think peace would be a distant dream. So this has to be this political demand has to be looked before lasting peace can be achieved. I'm saying this because in political theory or in people from a political background in academics would always say that when there is a conflict, right, there has to be some sort of mechanisms to prevent further violence, as we have seen in Somalia, as we have seen in sub-Saharan African countries. There has to be a kind of a political kind of mechanism so that such kind of violence are not repeated. So what is that mechanism? We are not talking about it, and you cannot bulldoze to the minority community that this is peace. Peace has already achieved just because there is absence of violence in the form of killings or firings. It doesn't mean that there is a peace. There is need to be a mental peace, and there has to be also a political peace also right now. So that has to be looked into, and the Home Ministry or even the PMO hasn't looked this issues so far. These are the crux, or these are the crucial issues that has to be looked in order to achieve peace in Manipur. And unless that is done, I think the position of the Kuki-Jos would be not in conjunction with the central government or the Manipur government. So that has to be looked upon, and with certain mechanisms that has to be evolved in order to prevent further violence in this state or in this so-called divided societies. That has to be on the table right now, right? The ball is in the court of the central government, as we all know. The call has to be taken by the Home Ministry on this regard. That's what I would like to put today.
Thank you, Dr. Haokip, for highlighting the critical presence of the Assam Rifles in the buffer zones, and that the Assam Rifles are pertinent in order to maintain peace and also work towards the final and ultimate permanent solution for the Kuki-Jo people. Before we move on to the next, I'd like to request the media friends also to remain with us till the very end. Moving on, we have the next presenter, Vahneikim, a Twitter warrior now called X-Warrior, right? Vahneikim with other warriors have been playing a pivotal role in documenting and disseminating and countering fake news and fake narratives. Today, away from the X space, she has more to bring to the table. So without any further ado, Vahneikim, the podium is yours.
Thank you so much, Brother Lil Boy. Hello, good afternoon. Today I won't be taking much of your time. I just want to highlight some of the points why we don't want the Assam Rifles to be removed from Manipur. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sure. I'm sorry. Okay. Got it. Okay, we all know that the Meiteis are pushing for the withdrawal of Assam Rifles because they cannot manipulate them and cannot coerce them into serving their agenda, as Assam Rifles stand firm in guarding the buffer zones and the international border. Our brother Kub has spoken much about the buffer zone. I will not be, explaining more on that. Because of all this, that's why those who thrive on chaos want the Assam Rifles gone. The Meitei's push to remove Assam Rifle is about control. They want a force that they can manipulate, not one that stands for peace and impartiality. The proposal of removal is a calculated move by those who want to manipulate the buffer zones for their own benefit. In Manipur, Meitei atrocities had begun decades ago when the valley-based insurgents infiltrated and forcefully lived in our lands, slaving our villagers as porters and beating up our village chiefs who tried to stop them. It was then when the Assam Rifles spearheaded the operation called All Clear and cleansed them off from the Indian soil. That's when they had started their series of attacks on Indian army, martyrizing them across Manipur. And we have seen in the medias how the army officers have been, ambushed and killed. As we all know that the Assam Rifles, a neutral government agency, must remain, especially in the Kuki-Jo hills, to prevent further genocide of Indian citizens by the state government of Manipur in collusion with the radical Arambai Tengol, who are hand in glove with the secessionists, the valley-based insurgent groups. Meitei wanted AFSPA to be removed from the Manipur Valley, which is done now. The AFSPA is only in the hills. Arambai Tengol indicates MLS, no action taken. Meitei's looted arms, no action taken. The pictures and videos of Meiteis who killed and assaulted the Kuki women went viral, but no arrests have been made till date. The demand for removal of Assam Rifles and the government of India is succumbed to it. What is this? What is going on? It has been confirmed from reliable sources that there is a deeper and sinister plan for removing the Assam Rifles. Normally, after 3 years, an AR, that is the Assam Rifle unit, is relocated but replaced 1-to-1. Recently, 2 units were removed but not replaced. So now 2 more are to be removed from 2 critical locations, that is Kangpokpi, Kangui, and Kangwai in Lamka, Chorachandpur. These serious developments must be highlighted and exposed in representations to the PMO, the Union Home Ministry of Defense, and wherever possible. CRPF is under, we have to know this, the CRPF now is under the command of one DIG, his name is Premjit, he is a Meitei. He was the one who got 4 of our boys arrested recently at Jiribam. I'm sure we all have read about that. So the DIG needs to be a neutral officer, like our brother Kub had said, not from Meitei community nor Kuki community. We all know what had transpired recently in Jiribam when the Assam Rifles were removed and replaced by the CRPF. So the proposed withdrawal of Assam Rifles from the hills of Outer Manipur is a direct threat to the fragile peace in the region. Their withdrawal will only invite chaos. Assam Rifle has won the hearts of the people in the hills through years of dedication. Replacing them would be a huge mistake. This decision to replace against the will of the local population who see them as protectors and friends. The removal of the Assam Rifle was proposed by Kokomi and its allies because they couldn't bear the peace fostered by the Assam Rifles, leading to baseless allegations. The government must see through this. Replacing Assam Rifles is not just an administrative decision, it's a potential trigger for unrest in the hills. The Kuki community sees Assam Rifles as protectors. Their withdrawal would be a betrayal of this trust. The proposed withdrawal is a setback for peace in Manipur. The hills need stability, not uncertainty. The spiral of silence from valley-based civil society speaks volumes. The voices of the Kuki community are being drowned out. The hills of Manipur have been peaceful thanks to the Assam Rifles. Why risk undoing this hard-won peace now? The government must listen to the voices of the hills. The decision to replace Assam Rifle is against public interest. The proposed withdrawal is an emotional blow to the Kukis community who rely on them for security. Because Assam Rifle has been more than just a security force, they have been the guardians of peace in the hills. Lastly, Assam Rifles has been a neutral force, ensuring peace and stability in the hills. That's why certain groups, especially the Meiteis, are desperate to see them replaced. The hills of Manipur need Assam Rifles, a force that cannot be manipulated. The government must reconsider this disastrous decision. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vahneikim, and thank you, dear panelists, for bringing much insight to the topic of today's press conference. We will come to the Q&A. I'll request the media friends to ask critical questions for the panelists to answer. But before we do that, I'd like to remind everyone present here and the people of this great nation, India, that the Kuki-Jo people will not surrender even an inch of land. No force on earth will deter us from defending the land where our forefathers fought against the colonial British, and our grandfathers who fought alongside Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in INA for the freedom of this country, India. Yes. So we move to the Q&A. I request audience to please ask questions.
What do you exactly want? Although you have already said that, but in short, if you tell us point-wise, what are your exact demands?
Our basic demand is to put the Central Security Forces as it is, particularly the Assam Rifles and other neutral forces like Bihar, Gorkha regiments who are maintaining the buffer zone and maintaining peace in these areas which are encircling the Imphal Valley. So that has to be maintained. They have to be stay put under a lasting peace is achieved. For instance, I have talked about in order to arrive peace in Manipur, there has to be a kind of a political solution which I have maintained for the last 1 year, more than 1 year. So the central forces, particularly the Assam Rifles, has to maintain and guard the buffer zones, and subsequently there should be a talk, whether it be the civil society organizations or with the SOO groups who are in talks continuously for the last many years with the central government, and arrive at a political solution, right? I've said unless there is a kind of a mechanism where the minorities, right, the people who are persecuted, the persecuted Kukis are given certain mechanism, constitutional mechanism to protect themselves, right? Until that is achieved, I think it will be difficult to bring peace in absolute terms.
But what will make you feel that CRPF won't be able to perform?
As Kim has stated, the DIG of CRPF is a Meitei. So initially, last year also, there were many rumors or certain kind of information brought about in Twitter, where many of the commanders of the Assam Rifles were Meitei. So the demand was that any Kuki or Meitei commander, commanding officers should be placed outside the territory of Manipur, and neutral, Assam Rifles or any other officers should be placed in Manipur so that certain semblance of peace is arrived in this state. definitely, in my recent article in EPW, but in Manipur, getting a data, right? The exact data through RTI is impossible, right? As a scholar, we have faced, but we have quoted the current Outer Manipur MP, Arthur, right? Who was then a member of Legislative Assembly, and he pointed out all those anomalies in terms of budget as well as in terms of spending, and he pointed out the Forest and Environment Department where 90% of the forests are located in the hills, but yet the spending is so different. Huge amount of money is spent in the valley where there is only paddy field. Hardly. There are few, hill logs which are reserved forest and others, but it's it's minuscule in terms of the hill landmass. So these are the kind of examples that we were giving in terms of disparity in the budgets, and 90% of the budget came from New Delhi, and the kind of special category Manipur is getting is based on the difficulties that we are in the hill areas. For instance, the terrain, the geographical features, economic backwardness, all these criteria of considering Manipur as a special category state is in the hills. But the money, right, that is spent in the state, there's a huge disparity. That's what we are talking about. Definitely, I was demanding for long, but it's not happening for the last 1.5. No, I don't know. It's almost 1.5 years now, right? So these demands, constitutional demands, are not happening because it wouldn't happen under certain regimes.
Just to add on that, so had it been, because this is the 15th month of violence that we are here now. Why are we even talking about his sacking the CM? That could have been taken over, like the violence could have been stopped on the 3rd day, on the 7th day at the max. That wasn't done. The central government did not do anything. Yes, Amit Shah ji came to Manipur. The moment he started saying, give me 15 days, I will look after it, I will see something. That I'm talking about last year. What happened is the Meiteis, they have started, more burning started, more attacks in the village started. So what led to that? What was the meeting, the outcome of the meeting? Because in the closed room meeting with Biren Singh and Amit Shah ji, there was none of the, any of our MLAs, forget about cookies, not even Nagas were being included. So what was discussed, we were not aware of it. So that is the reason why we felt neglected. So the sacking of the CM, that was supposed to be done last year. Now there is no point in demanding of his, sacking of his from the chief ministership. And you all have seen the drama over his resignation, where the resignation was being torn and all those stuffs. How could somebody, this is an age of technology. Why couldn't he send it through a fax, through email? It's not that we don't have any printer or any other technology. That was very, very too obvious, to be very honest. You want to add something, Ko? Yes, please.
Yeah. So I have 2 questions, but I'll just combine them together. Hello. Thank you so much for sharing the current reality of our state and the people. So this is my questions to all the panelists, and I wish if at least 1 or 2 of you can answer this. So the question is, since the start of the conflict last year, May 3rd, we have been demanding removal of Biren, then or even our tribal MLAs are so much reluctant as of now to come off the comfort zone under Biren Singh leadership. And as of now, we are also on the verge of I don't know where we are. And here we are again demanding or asking the central government not to remove the Assam Rifles in the buffer zones.
The future is very uncertain. This is like a civil war situation, right? In civil war, you never know what can happen in the future, unless, as I've said, certain constitutional safeguards and other solutions are brought. You never know the future. That's why, in order to prevent the loss of innocent lives and properties, that has to be the main focus. But which the PMO and as we have said, it's a civil war situation, and it can also escalate and in remote also. So, in order to prevent that, we have a certain, we need a certain mechanism. We need a certain, process to start. That process has not started. You cannot enforce peace upon people. As I've reiterated earlier, just the absence of, violence doesn't mean that there is peace, right? That has to be ranked through the ears of the Prime Minister and Home Minister.
Mr. Haokip, listening to you, I mean, do you envisage some kind of engagement with the Meitei community for whatever you are seeking?
Definitely, in May last year itself.
At the community level.
Not community level, but in a party level, like many BJP MPs and ministers. R.K. Ranjan was there. We 10 each of intellectuals from the Kuki and Meitei communities were there to discuss it, and then some BJP influential intellectuals invited us to speak, along with Bhagat Vahneikim and other my colleagues, and certain others were there. Discussions going on, but nothing works out.
What are the reasons of not working out?
The reasons might be, very complicated. Complicated in the sense that, when you are obviously knowing where the problem lies and you're not trying to solve it, then it will continue.
Okay, I will answer to the questions of our brother Mang Neo. Yes, you are asking what should we do in future for way forward. According to me, until yesterday, we had lots of things, many things to be done. But with the revelation of the voice-over of Biren Singh, what we had to do has been minimized to a great extent. He has to fall natural fall. We don't have to demand for his resignation. What we can do is these things. We demand or oppose withdrawal of these buffer zones, and like this, what we can do is a press conference, and we will be conducting another protest on Saturday, and I invite all the attendees to participate on that day also. And yeah, and thankfully, from our civil society organizations, we have formed a very acceptable common political platform, which is called Kuki-Jo Council. Now our work will be will be easier day by day. So let me share something regarding this voiceover. We have released it episode by episode. We have so far released 2 episodes, but we can't release the full voiceover. But after this press conference, I think we will be releasing the full clip in public domain. By that time, we will see the consequences what he is facing, the CM of the state. Thank you.
Brother Meitei, so whenever you mention the term Kuki-Jo, is Mar a part of that thing?
Yeah, sure. His Mars are much part of this Kuki-Jo.
May I ask why don't you mention the word? I mean, is there any particular reason for not mentioning the word?
Sorry, I am habituated in saying this cookie a lot. But for me, in my heart, it's Joe is there in my heart, or Mars are there in my heart. Just only the speaking in speech, I often forget to mention this. Sorry for that.
I think it's when we say the word Kuki or Kuki-Jo, Kuki is an amalgamation of different sub-Kuki tribes, right? Like when you say Nagas, you also mean the Angamis, you also mean the Thongkhols, Kabuis, and others. So Kuki is an umbrella nomenclature. So it should not be construed as singling out only the Thado Kuki speaking population. I think that's very important. Yes. And ma'am, you did mention about the budget allocation. I have a copy here, right here. I'll just read out. It's over a span of 4 years. Let me be very brief. In 4 years, the budget allocation to Manipur was total 21,900 crore. I repeat, 21,900 crore in 4 years. And the budget allocated to 10% of the valley was 21,481 crores. And the hills, which is 90% of the geographical area, the budget allocated was 414 only crores. You can imagine the kind of stepmotherly treatment that is meted out to the hill people. Now you imagine the hill is again bifurcated into 2 communities, the Nagas and the Kukis at large. So 414 divided into half, it's, if I'm not mistaken, 207, if my maths is right. 207 crores for over 4 years. So that is how the Kuki people have been feeling that we are being treated as an orphan. And this is just one. Look at the education sector. How many universities are there in Manipur? Anybody who has an idea? How many universities?
9 or 10 universities.
9, 10.
Yeah.
To be precise, 10 universities. And in the hills, there was the Shanghai International University, which was
that's private.
Which the UGC came up with a notification
Denotified,
de-recognizing the Shanghai International University. So universities, medical colleges, engineering colleges, we talk about number of employees in government sector. Take the example of say, even in the Chief Minister audio viral video says they have been in all the field of administration, and that is why I'm doing my best to remove these people from Imphal, Imphal Valley. But if you look at the number of employees in the IPS, in the administration, the bureaucracy, we have the ratio falls, to the advantage of the Meitei people. I don't know why is there a need to be so insecure. Yeah, insecure about what if others are doing well, if my fellow neighbor or other communities are doing well. And sir also did mention about the difficulty of coming together, the level of community. You see, sir, even until recently, Federation of Haumi, Kokumi, and other civil society organizations in the valley, whenever they come up with a press conference, whenever they come up with a press release, they kept attacking the Kuki-Jo people negatively. And in fact, it was a civil society organization that has declared war against the Kuki-Jo people. We have, until today, not yet declared war on the Meitei community, but these people have already declared war on us. Now, if you are to ask the civil society to come together, you can imagine the difficulty level. Somebody declaring war on you, and you go peacefully and say, bye, buddy, let's talk peace. I think that's ridiculous, and it will not happen. Let them come up with a press statement seeking an apology first. Maybe we can think about it. But today, they keep backbiting, and until, like I said yesterday, proxy game, they've collected all the Meiteis in the valley, wearing traditional attire of the other small sub-tribes in the valley, trying to collectively show that they are vehemently opposed to the separate administrative model of the Kuki-Jo people, just to portray that the entire community is standing with the, so to say, non-Kuki-Jo community standing with the Meiteis. That is the ill intent of the valley-based civil society. And in fact, it was them spewing venom even prior to the onset of Meitei that actually led to, the spiraling into this violence. So I think, sir, it will take time, but nevertheless, coming together at the level of civil society, for me, is a far cry, and it must be the center's mandate to come and call the representatives first, mediate between the two communities. And there has to be, like sirs and our fellow tenants have said, there has to be some sort of political solution. Otherwise, how do we cement a permanent peace in the northeast, especially in Manipur, between these two communities? And in fact, the Naga, the Kukis, and the Meiteis. We should not understand, we should not try and compare this kind of hatred that is existing in Manipur between these communities to other problems in other states. If you really understand the problem Manipur, it is grave. It needs the center's intervention. Without it, I don't think there is way forward.
Does permanent peace envisage no separate administration?
Come again, sir?
Does permanent peace envisage no separate administration for the Kuki-Jo market? Or does it envisage?
Yes. Separate administration may, your question, can you be slow?
Does a permanent peace in your place envisage no separate administration?
No, it means separate administration.
Okay.
Permanent solution means separate administration. Otherwise, there is no permanent peace. Any more questions? I'm not supposed to answer, but I just came up. I just came in, jumped in. It is yours to ask questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you, audience. Thank you, media person, media fraternity, and you, their audience, for your patient hearing and for your attendance to make and to contribute to the success of this press conference on the Kuki-Jo community stand against the intent of the Home Ministry to remove the Assam Rifles and to abrogate the buffer zones, which are critical in maintaining the pseudo-peace, which I call it the pseudo-peace, until today. Thank you very much. And for to propose the vote of thanks, may I invite Mr. Sailin Mang, Haokip, General Secretary, Kuki Students Organization. Mr. Sailin Mang, podium is yours.
Thank you once again, everyone. So before I come to the vote of thanks, I would like to ask the media persons and everyone present here to think about this. That if you critically explore, look at the genesis of the violence. Have a critical exploration of the genesis of the violence, you will see since the start of the violence, you will see that all what the government in Manipur has been doing is to change the narrative and just to justify and exculpate the complicity of the state government. And that narrative has been changing. At the first it was illegal immigration, this and that, it goes on till today. So, and that same narrative that has been proposed by the state government would be echoed by the intellectual, academic personnel in the, within the Meitei society. That I find it very interesting, where we can find the truth. Enough has been said, and justice has been done by the panelists with regards to the themes today. And we are very grateful indeed to the all the panelists who are here for the critical analysis and the invaluable insights that they put forth, and also to the media fraternity. When the nations, everyone turns their backs on the pertinent issue in Manipur. We are very thankful that you have come here to hear us out, and to we hope that you will be speaking for and on behalf of the Kuki-Jo. This is an existential crisis for people, and if this continues, and if this the opposition of this remover of Assam Rifles are not hit, not given attention by the central government or any other state agencies, the consequences, it's beyond belief, beyond one's understanding. So we once again urge the media persons to give utmost attention. We have seen what is happening in Bangladesh, and we have seen what is going on in Burma, and the international relations of our beloved country is in stake, is in a deep problem. So if this continues, and that it can spark and create more chaos in the entire Northeast. We have seen in the voiceover that Mr. President KSO has mentioned about. We have, if you listen to the voiceover, you will be able to notice that Biren Singh government was trying to, has been campaigning to the Assam people from Assam and other parts of the region to block supply, goods and supplies from the going to and from Mizoram. That if we're not caught red-handed, and if the campaign, the scheme succeed, the nation, the entire region in the Northeast will be in chaos, not just Manipur. So we must give this our attention, and we pray that peace and prosperity once again comes to the region and our beloved nation. At the last, we would like to extend our gratitude and thanks to the moderator. He is the external vice president of the Kuki Student Organization Delhi and NCR. Administration, I'm sorry, yes, thanks for correction. And thank you so much. We acknowledge his contributions in the organization, and as a token of appreciation, we would like to give a muffler. Although he is within the, among the executive members, he has done so much, and during the course of the discussion also he has been complementing and supplementing the, the discourse. So we really appreciate him, and thank you so much. Yes, please. With this, I would like to end my speech, vote of thanks, and thank you once again. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, my colleagues, for making this press conference a great success. Thank you so much. And for your information, we have tea will be served and snacks will be served at the back. Thank you so much.
Please, 1 minute. Let me answer to a brother there who was asking me about identity. I was not satisfied with the way how I replied, so I have to answer because this is a very serious thing. Because I have been accused of this issue many times. It's good that you ask me. That it's very good that I wear this muffler, because of which I want to reply you more. The muffler, see, the muffler that I wear is of Meitei tribe. No, it's sometimes it's Meitei. It's shame. Yeah, it's this itself says we are one. Okay, this is of different. And the muffler that the VP is wearing, please stand up. This is VP. So, as much as I belong to Kuki, the Meitei belongs, Gangte belongs, VP belongs, and the Mar belongs. This is validated by the anthropologists as much as history also. So it's only politics that tries to separate us. But we can't be separated at all. That's my reply. Thank you.
I was asking as a layman.
Yeah. It's good.
Please,
Yes,
have
你
your
好，跟住
selfie
好想
and
起到
salute us.
牌，包。Thank you.
Rolling. We have right now P. Meitei with us, who is the president of Kuki Students Organization Delhi NCR, and they have gathered here and to say something to everybody. What is it? Why have you gathered here, and what exactly do you want to say?
Thank you. This is a press conference. The press conference here is about protest, a press conference of protest. Why? It's a protest against the center's decision to withdraw or remove Assam Rifles from certain areas of Kuki-dominated areas who main the existing buffer zones, like 9th Assam Rifles from Vai areas of Churachandpur district and 22nd Assam Rifles from Kangpupi district of the state.
So you are saying that Assam Rifles, which was deployed there, and between the buffer zone, in the buffer zone, in the buffer zone, and you don't want them to be replaced with CRPF.
Yeah.
What is it exactly?
Because we don't analyze or we don't think much about who replace CRPF, BSF. We don't think much about who replace. We think more on not to remove, not to withdraw at all. We don't think about CRPF or BSF. If in case out of non-negotiability, Assam Rifles are removed, then it has to be replaced by pure Indian Army, like Bihar regiment or other regiments, not CRPF or BSF. But I don't want to say anything about CRPF or BSF. Why I don't want to?
But anybody who is listening to you will want to know, why are you not wanting CRPF to be there and only the forces to be there? Why is it, sir?
If you ask me, they are...
Because they are also security force.
Yes, they are security force, no doubt. They are Central Armed Police Forces. They are under the control of the center. That means they are under the control of the Home Minister of the state. They can be influenced by the state. The ongoing state-sponsored ethno-religious pogrom is what committed by the state government. So if CRPF are deployed there, there is a huge chance where the state can deploy them for the advantage, so that the buffer zones can be destroyed easily. If you ask me, let me say this. In the 90s, there was a saying among the Meiteis that CRPFs are a women force. That's how the Meitei people undermine the CRPFs. It's not that we undermine them. It's them who undermine them. Now, if you deploy them in the buffer zones, the Arambai Tengors, because they undermine them, they will just attack them. So if attack comes, liability force both on both sides, right? Arambai Tengors, CRPFs, and the other side, the Kukis. So it's vulnerable if the CRPFs are deployed there. So to prevent further violence, we have to resist other forces being trying to amend these buffer zones. So Assam Rifles will be the best suited force to mend these buffer zones.
You were telling in the conference right now that you will be protesting in a few days.
Yeah.
You will be gathering at Jantar Mantar?
Yeah, sure.
So what will be your demands?
Yeah, on that day, it has to be a comprehensive one. For today, it's dedicated to this protest against removal of Assam Rifles. But on that day, it has to be comprehensive. It will be a continuous chain of separate administration movement, or a demand for separate administration, which has been going on for the last 15 months now. We will continue with that chain of demanding separate administration, and on the sideline, we'll continue with this protest against attempt to remove Assam Rifles.
You want the resignation from the Chief Minister, as said in this paper that you've distributed, but
Yeah.
then you were saying that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, actually, it will be good for him and both for the two communities if he resigns. But let him stay, and let him be killed by the voiceover that he has. Let him be killed by the political fallouts that he had committed so far. Let him stay. That's what we want now.
I did not understand. What do you want to say by this?
I mean, let him stay. Let him be there in the chair. Now, the ending or the number of days of the Chief Minister is starting to count, is numbering. The days of his chair is numbering now. He will fall by nature. We don't have to demand his, or we don't have to protest for his sacking of the chair. Let him occupy, and let him.
What did you
fall
mean
naturally.
by killed? The word you used.
Yeah,
Let
let
us
him be.
clarify this.
Yeah, killed. I use here means
Because it is a
yeah.
big word that you've used.
Yeah.
So
If
it
you
should-
die,
I give you a chance to clarify
yeah.
this word.
If you die, you might be dying because of diseases, right? If you are killed, someone kills you. There is someone that kills you. Now, someone here means like the notorious voiceover that he himself said, I am the one who started this war. I'm the only chief minister ever in the state who has given bombs to the terrorists like Arambai Tengol to kill the Kukis. So those things are someone that kill him, that will kill him. So if you say kill, there must be someone that kills. Those notorious policies and actions of himself will kill him. That's what I mean. Thank you.
Rolling. We have right now P. Guite with us, who is the president of Kuki Students Organization Delhi NCR, and they have gathered here and to say something to everybody. What is it? Why have you gathered here, and what exactly do you want to say?
Thank you. This is a press conference. The press conference here is about protest, a press conference of protest. Why? It's a protest against the center's decision to withdraw or remove Assam Rifles from certain areas of Kuki-dominated areas who main the existing buffer zones, like 9th Assam Rifles from Vai areas of Churachandpur district and 22nd Assam Rifles from Kangpupi district of the state.
So you are saying that Assam Rifles, which was deployed there, and between the buffer zone, in the buffer zone, in the buffer zone, and you don't want them to be replaced with CRPF.
Yeah.
What is it exactly?
Because we don't analyze or we don't think much about who replace CRPF, BSF. We don't think much about who replace. We think more on not to remove, not to withdraw at all. We don't think about CRPF or BSF. If in case out of non-negotiability, Assam Rifles are removed, then it has to be replaced by pure Indian army, like Bihar regiment or other regiments, not CRPF or BSF. But I don't want to say anything about CRPF or BSF. Why I don't want to?
But anybody who is listening to you will want to know, why are you not wanting CRPF to be there and only the forces to be there? Why is it, sir?
If you ask me, they are...
Because they are also security force.
Yes, they are security force, no doubt. They are Central Armed Police Forces. They are under the control of the center. That means they are under the control of the Home Minister of the state. They can be influenced by the state. The ongoing state-sponsored ethno-religious pogrom is what committed by the state government. So if CRPF are deployed there, there is a huge chance where the state can deploy them for their advantage, so that the buffer zones can be destroyed easily. If you ask me, let me say this. In the 90s, there was a saying among the Meiteis that CRPFs are a women force. That's how the Meitei people undermine the CRPFs. It's not that we...
Rolling. We have right now P. Guite with us, who is the president of Kuki Students Organization Delhi NCR, and they have gathered here and to say something to everybody. What is it? Why have you gathered here, and what exactly do you want to say?
Thank you. This is a press conference. The press conference here is about protest, a press conference of protest. Why? It's a protest against the center's decision to withdraw or remove Assam Rifles from certain areas of Kuki-dominated areas who main the existing buffer zones, like 9th Assam Rifles from Vai areas of Churachandpur district and 22nd Assam Rifles from Kangpupi district of the state.
So you are saying that Assam Rifles, which was deployed there, and between the buffer zone, in the buffer zone, in the buffer zone, and you don't want them to be replaced with CRPF. What is it exactly?
Because we don't analyze or we don't think much about who replace CRPF, BSF. We don't think much about who replace. We think more on not to remove, not to withdraw at all. We don't think about CRPF or BSF. If in case, out of non-negotiability, Assam Rifles are removed, then it has to be replaced by pure Indian army, like Bihar regiment or other regiments, not CRPF or BSF. But I don't want to say anything about CRPF or BSF. Why I don't want to?
But anybody who is listening to you will want to know, why are you not wanting CRPF to be there and only the forces to be there? Why is it, sir?
If you ask me, they are...
Because they are also security force.
Yes, they are security force, no doubt. They are Central Armed Police Forces. They are under the control of the center. That means they are under the control of the Home Minister of the state. They can be influenced by the state. The ongoing state-sponsored ethno-religious pogrom is what committed by the state government. So, if CRPF are deployed there, there is a huge chance where the state can deploy them for their advantage, so that the buffer zones can be destroyed easily. If you ask me, let me say this. In the 90s, there was a saying among the Meiteis that CRPFs are women force. That's how the Meitei people undermine the CRPFs. It's not that we undermine them. It's them who undermine them. Now, if you deploy them in the buffer zones, the Arambai Tengors, out of because they undermine them, they will just attack them. So if attack comes, liability falls both on both sides, right? Arambai Tengors, CRPFs, and the other side, the Kukis. So it's vulnerable if the CRPFs are deployed there. So to prevent further violence, we have to resist other forces being trying to main these buffer zones. So Assam Rifles will be the best suited force to main these buffer zones.
You were telling in the conference right now that you will be protesting in a few days.
Yeah.
You will be gathering at Jantar Mantar?
Yeah, sure.
So what will be your demands?
Yeah, on that day, it has to be a comprehensive one. For today, it's dedicated to this protest against removal of Assam Rifles. But on that day, it has to be comprehensive. It will be a continuous chain of separate administration movement, or a demand for separate administration, which has been going on for the last 15 months now. We will continue with that chain of demanding separate administration, and on the sideline, we'll continue with this protest against attempt to remove Assam Rifles.
You want the resignation from the Chief Minister, as said in this paper that you've distributed, but
Yeah.
then you were saying that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, actually, it will be good for him and both for the two communities if he resigns. But let him stay. And let him be killed by the voiceover that he has. Let him be killed by the political fallouts that he had committed so far. Let him stay. That's what we want now.
I did not understand, what do you want to say by this?
I mean, let him stay. Let him be there in the chair. Now, the ending or the number of days of the Chief Minister is starting to count, is numbering. The days of his chair is numbering now. He will fall by nature. We don't have to demand his, or we don't have to protest for his sacking of the chair. Let him occupy, and let him.
What did you
fall
mean
naturally.
by killed? The word you used.
Yeah,
Let
let
us
him be.
clarify this.
Yeah, killed. I use here means
Because it is a
yeah.
big word that you've used.
Yeah.
So
If
it
you
should-
die,
I give you a chance to clarify
yeah.
this word.
If you die, you might be dying because of diseases, right? If you are killed, someone kills you. There is someone that kills you. Now, someone here means like the notorious voiceover that he himself said, I am the one who started this war. I am the one I'm the only chief minister ever in the state who has given bombs to the terrorists like Arambai Tengol to kill the Kukis. So those things are someone that kill him, that will kill him. So if you say kill, there must be someone that kills. Those notorious policies and actions of himself will kill him. That's what I mean. Thank you.
Ready. Help all of them. Help all of them.
You guys, we're feeling fabulous today. Oh, I can take it.
कुछ क्वेश्चन करना
कुछ बोलिए
Mr. Buite, say
कुछ क्वेश्चन करना
कुछ बोलिए
Mr. Buite, say
Today is about a protest, and the upcoming Saturday will be both protest and I think we are expecting around 1,500. Yeah, but permission will be rejected otherwise. Maximum 200 they want, but the last protest it was the turnout was.
How many students are? How many Kuki students are?
We don't have the exact data, but yeah, approximately 1,000.
what is the population of
is the population of Manipur. I think the student population
population of the Kuki-Jo community in Delhi would be close to at least 2,000 to 3,000. That's the student community. Is the population of Manipur. I think the student population of the Kuki-Jo community in Delhi would be close to at least 2,000 to 3,000. That's the student community. That's a strength. That's my approximate strength.